My name is Josh Peacock.
Leslie Pele.
Brian Rodas.
Nathaniel Love.
Stephen Roses.
Ever since I was probably 8 years old, bought our first home computer, the Tandy 1000.
Always played arcade games.
Pac-Man, 4-player when we went to the mall and we'd sit down and play.
Atari 2600 to stuff on the Apple.
Has to go way back since like Super Nintendo.
My first game I remember ever playing was either the Tetris on the first Game Boy or Pokemon Red and Blue.
Xbox 360, PlayStation.
PlayStation 2.
Hundreds of games. I don't even know how many I've finished.
Actually, I took a class just for curiosity, and then once I got involved in the class, I realized how much I liked all of the pieces that you had to put together to make a good game.
I first wanted to do physics because I was always good at math and I always understood like how physics work, but I didn't really enjoy it. I always wanted to be creative in some way, I just didn't know how.
I worked with ceramics quite a few years, and at one point I was seriously considering trying to become a ceramicist as a career. I just didn't think that would be a viable option for me because the type of art I like to create, I like to make what I like and not necessarily what other people like or would necessarily buy. I've always been a fanatic about games since I was a kid. I thought this would be a good artistic outlet for me and a more viable career option.
I've always believed in doing what you love. A few years ago, I just decided out of the blue to start looking into it and found free software and started playing with it, and then decided that I was really interested in it and I wanted to learn more, so I came back to school.
I'd be on the artistic side. I like creating original artwork and interested in making the artwork in the current game that we have.
I recently decided to become a game designer like maybe a year ago. I'm hoping maybe to, once I get better at scripting maybe, can work on like mechanics or UI, but for now I'm just kind of pacing myself here.
My focus on game development is really on the art aspect of gaming. My background is in fine arts and I worked in ceramics for many years. I really enjoy the modeling of actual characters and game objects and assets, as well as the texturing and designing environments and levels.
To be on the end where they create the environments for games and perhaps the assets. I came from a film background where I created environments for television series that were all computer generated. So.
I think mainly is going to be doing environments, bringing assets into games and setting them up, and basically making the world for people to play in.
I wish the media would kind of realize that video gaming is kind of where it's at right now. Pokemon Go, for instance. Okay, Pokemon Go comes out and you have kids coming out, they're like meeting new people. What are they covering?
There's a danger concerned with the game.
You actually walk outside until you find Pokemon on the streets.
Because people get lost with their head in their phone.
And they don't pay attention to what's going on around them. Dangers have already cropped up from the app. The O'Fallon Police Department reported armed robberies happening at Pokespots, and a Wyoming woman found a dead body playing the game.
People don't realize what an art form it really is.
I think it's becoming a lot more mainstream, so it's not just a thing for nerds and geeks anymore.
Greetings, princess. It is I, Carlos the Dwarf. The dragon has been slain, and you're free to rule your kingdom.
Almost everybody's playing games now. I think the media, like it or not, they're learning to appreciate that fact. We even are seeing the esports on TV now.
Game players were really looked down upon for a long time, and I think it's become more mainstream, and I kind of like the way that the media's been dealing with it a little bit better lately, that they're realizing that it's not just a fad, that it's something that's going to be around for a long time, and that everybody who plays video games aren't these just stupid little nerds sitting in their rooms and stuff like that. way back in the day, people who played Dungeons and Dragons, people were calling them Satanists and stuff like that.
It began as a cult phenomenon, then it caught on. Now a new game is sweeping the country.
You will burn forever and ever in eternal torment. You are no more.
And so I think we've really gotten away from this labeling of people who like to play games, just in general play games. It's a little more established now. People accept it a little bit better. And so I think the media is helping that out a lot.
I think I'd really like to somehow open it up that there's more women in gaming. There's very few, and there's more and more taking courses and classes, and there's more that are getting into games, but it's still very much male dominated. I think there needs to also be women on a team so that we can start creating games that are geared to both, but might appeal more to women. I think women can bring a different feel and a different look, a different side to games, and I think there's more women playing games than there ever has been before. I like exploring games. I like ones that you have to do a lot of intuitive playing on your own and it's not really obvious what it is. I love that there's so much power now to create really beautiful worlds. You're not limited by your imagination.
Like making a game that's not just entertaining but also educational, mainly because I don't really see it that well, is a game that takes place during the Rapture. I haven't really seen like that plot line in anything.
What the fuck? Go to hell, big Brian! Fuck you!
It would probably be some kind of futuristic role-playing game. I'm a big fan of the Fallout series. Dragon Age series is really good stories, great games, but I really like to create something from scratch. I think story is incredibly important because I need to have a connection with the actual player character and I need to care about whether they're doing good or bad. Especially Fallout 1 and 2, they were really effective in the use of story.
Something from maybe Elder Scrolls. I know they're redoing Morrowind and they have some people working on that for free. I wouldn't mind doing that. I don't know if I'm ready for that yet, but I would like to work on a role-playing game like that, or an MMORPG would be kind of fun. I like EverQuest and stuff like that, so something like that would be a lot of fun to do, I think. I really like that style of game, the Morrowind style, because it was real complicated. It took a second to learn it, how to play it. It takes a long time, and I kind of like that. I like intricate stuff, and that game really inspires me a lot in what I'm thinking about. I really like the role-playing games. Fantasy, medieval style role-playing games, so that's probably what I would really like to do.
EA Sports for FIFA, I've always played that for like the past 12 years. It's a really good game, I like it, and had an idea of like my career mode, and they made it this year, so they took my idea. Just saying. FIFA rage is real.